Hey, okay, okay. The project that I'm working on is called Justice for Just Us. It's um, it's a project for dispatchers that suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder. How my story became my testimony is because I started suffering from PTSD last year. I went to my job and I worked for 24 years, asked them for help, and they told me there was none for me. I went to the city, asked the city, was there any help for me? Because I was told that we have EAP. EAP is a state law, but the city of Patterson doesn't offer it. So, in the mix of all of that, I started having breakdowns, nervous breakdowns at work, taking myself to the hospital, high blood pressure. Now I'm on I'm just really just going through a lot. I was going through a lot with my personal life, and I started going through stuff dealing with my father, like reliving incidences as far as not being able to heal from his death. And then I started dealing with the job. I'm starting to bring the job home. I'm starting to recant incidences like the 98-year-old lady that they found in a bed at 85 Presidential Boulevard covered in bed bugs, the 3-year-old that was molested by her mother's boyfriend, the little girl that got shot and killed behind the fire department, right behind school. For all these jobs and stuff just started coming back, and all these things are starting to play out, and it's playing out in my head. It's playing out in my head, and I just can't shake this. So when the job told me I would have to find therapy on my own because there is no outlet for dispatchers, I did. I found therapy on my own, and a mix of me finding therapy with the advice of the therapist take time off. I went away. I booked a trip. It was a last minute trip. I called the girl that I was working with, had her send me the information. She sent me the information. I booked the trip, and I guess when I'm with her, pictures and everything was shown, whatever. And the job go, oh, we saw that you went on vacation and you're not sick. Well, prior before that, the doctor put me out. Prior before that, I went to fill out my Family Leave Act. The job refused to sign it. Um, I went to. I didn't violate my contract. My job contract. The contract actually said if a doctor puts you off, you can, it overrides all this other kind of stuff. And it became really difficult for me. And with the job making it so difficult for me, it was hard for me to deal with my treatment as far as me getting better. So with this, I end up being suspended while I'm on disability, and while I'm on disability, I end up being fired from my job this year. So while I'm still going through this, I'm like, okay, I got it. 24 years are hard. It's hard to throw away. Get a lawyer, got a lawyer. But in the mix of it, I'm still trying to figure things out as far as trying to, you're a dispatcher. You're gonna go back to work. There's still no help there for you. Went to court, got the job back. They didn't even want to hear. It's a long story with that part. Um, but with everything being said, in the city of Patterson, or not even no city, um, there is something called burnout that do apply for dispatchers, but there's no help for us. It's one of these things where you can go to work and your job is to save everybody. You have to be, when you pick up the phone, you are someone's parent, you are a therapist. You have to make sure that the firemen are good, the police officers are good. You have to make sure the people there are good while you're still going through your own mental mental dysfunction. And since there's nothing for us, I decided maybe I'll just open up a group conversation, to see if there's any other dispatchers like me or any other first responders like myself that are dealing with post traumatic stress disorders, which there are, but many people don't talk about it. And since they don't talk about it, we are, even though we are the main forefront, there is nothing that say, well, if there's a dispatcher, and working for Patterson, we're the third largest in population wise in the state. Even in Newark, Trenton, there is no help for dispatchers. They're supposed to, but there is none. Because every dispatcher I spoke to, they actually said, well, Dag, you're right. You know, if a fireman say, well, he's stressed and he's going through something and he started to drink and do drugs and all this other kind of stuff, oh, they're going to find help. They're going to send him to rehab, but let a dispatcher do it. Oh, you know what's going to happen? She's going to lose her job. I'm a living witness to it. I lost my job. they said, you lost your job because you took a vacation and you violated the rules. But remember, I went to you first. I went to you first for help. I begged you to help me. There was no help for me. In the process of this for a whole year, I'm in and out of hospitals. In the month of May, with the medication that I was on, I thought I was going through vertigo, but I was actually having seizures in my brain. And it was causing me to pass out. It was causing me to have memory loss. It caused me to almost lose my life as being in the hospital. My blood pressure started dropping. My heart rate, my blood pressure went from 80 something to 50 something. My heart rate is dropping. And then I was told while saying that they almost was about to call the team up from the emergency room, because we're like, what is going on? And in the midst of all of this, I still have to go back to work, and I still have to, save lives, and I still have to be concerned about my mental health and everything that goes with it. And my biggest thing is, what if I start suffering again? Where do I go? Who do I call? Can I go back to my therapist? Yes. What do I do? Call an ambulance to go back to the hospital? Yes. But where is the outlet? Where is the help for me when I am going through it as a dispatcher? Again, I'm not a police officer. I'm not a firefighter. I'm not an EMT. I'm a dispatcher. And there is nothing for us. Absolutely nothing. So with this thing that I created, like I said, I got my domain name for it, locked it in so nobody can take it. It's Justice for Just Us, and this is something that a dispatcher like myself, or someone, you can come to and just say, listen, I'm going through something. I'm having stressors at work. What can I do? And I'm trying to come up with a form of just letting them know this is a place where you can, you can come to, you can talk to, you can release, and let me give you the tools and the techniques of what I have learned within this year of what is working for me and what has got me through it. Prayer, my faith, the love for my son and my family. If I didn't have any of that, I wouldn't be here today, because there's plenty of times where I felt like jumping off the McBride Ave Bridge, to fault my job for everything that I'm going through. And you're still trying to figure it out. You can go to all the mental treatment places in the world to work on your mental health. You can go to all the AA and into the NA meetings in the world. But if you go back into the same stressful situation, how is that helping you? How is that helping you? So just in a nutshell, I'm just trying to figure it all out, and I'm just trying to just make sure everything works out, and just trying to make sure that what I'm creating is that outlet for dispatchers like myself. Someone is working in the city of Camden. Camden is rough. When 9/11 came, who was there? They had dispatchers go to Liberty State Park, to help out. These are things that play back. No, I didn't go to, you know, across the bridge, but when you're watching all these people, children, people, and you're helping them, you're feeding them. What about the dispatchers there that didn't have that communication? What did they go through? Everybody was so quick to say something about the firemen and the police officers that lost their lives or that lost their mental sanity. But what about the dispatchers? We take it home just like everybody else. When we lose our firemen friends and our police officer friends, we feel that. When these kids get shot and killed on the street, we get it first. We hear the screams first. We're hearing the cries. We're hearing all the things before we send you out. And I have to make sure when I get this call and this person's on the phone that I have to now secure them that everything is going to be okay, and the help that's coming to you, they're coming to you as soon as possible. And you have to stay on the phone, whether you're getting cursed at, whether you're crying with them. These are things that people don't look at. It's like, what happened to the people on the inside that have to be the voices of it all. I always say that we are the invisible, we are the hidden voices. We're the hidden, our face We're the hidden bodies, but our voices is what keep you nurtured. Is what keep you comforted. We stay on the phone until help arrive. We are the help. And when we hang up that phone, don't ever sit here and think that we don't feel it, because I plenty of times had to go into the bathroom and just, oh God, and I can't believe they found this baby. You're doing CPR before they get there. You know how many babies we saved? You know how many lives we saved? We don't get the recognition for that. All we get is, oh, you did good. But when they have those award ceremonies, we're not there. We're not there. They don't say, she was on the phone helping out, telling the chief where these people are. They're behind the building, chief. I'm on the phone with them now, chief. This is it. We're hearing it all. And when you hang up that phone, and they always said, don't bring your home to work, and don't bring your work home. So if I can't bring my stressors to work, and I can't bring my stressors home, then where do I take it? If I can't bring my work home, where do I take it? I need somewhere to go to deal with it. This is why they have psychiatrists. This is why they have therapists. But psychiatrist's job is to medicate you. It's like a therapist's job is to listen. But if you don't know what I'm going through and you're not me, see, a dispatcher can speak for another dispatcher. Just like you can speak for people that's dealing with certain issues that you know about. Unless you walked in my shoes, you don't know where I've been. You don't know how I feel. And it's still a fight for me. It's still a fight for me. I'm fighting for a job that don't even want me there. But I put too much time in to give it up. May is 25 years on this job, And right now I'm not working. I don't have the benefits. They don't even want to reinstate me as of yet. Yeah, well, the paperwork say you should. And I'm going to see a lawyer about, my lawyer. I just think my lawyer just haven't done the things that he should have done, whatever. But it is what it is. So while you're fighting for one thing, you're still fighting for your mental health. And this is why it's bigger than a paycheck for me. This is just fighting for those like me. And that's not fighting for those like me, but being there for those like me, being that outlet. And I'm just trying to see how to do it. I don't know how to start a nonprofit. I just figured out how. I'm still trying to get a website, for those to email me just to talk about the things that they're going through, and let me just give you some insight to let you know you're not by yourself. You're not by yourself. And don't feel when you go to a job that don't understand you, or that feel that you're not worthy of, or you're not one of them. Trust me, you are. So that's just where that's been. So since I had to sit down and stop everything, and hope that you understand, and hopefully that this could, like I said, my story is my testimony, and it's so much broader than everything that I'm saying. And a lot of times it's hard just to, it's hard talking about it without crying. And I feel good that I didn't shed a tear this time, and the crazy part about it is I'm going back to a job and there's still not an outlet for me. I want to be that outlet. So talk to you later. Thank you.